Purdue at Wisconsin. This is the 89th meeting, the oldest matchup of the weekend. Wisconsin leads the series 51-29 with 8 ties because we used to have ties in football. Wisconsin is favored by 2.
2?
2, a safety,
wow.
I guess. So what we have, Purdue has stepped up. They are now, in a tie with Illinois for first place in the West Division. And Nebraska, is Nebraska back out of it again, or is it three-way?
No, Nebraska's out. It's Illinois and Purdue now.
And Illinois. So Purdue is digging in. They're tied for first. The Big Ten championship is still on the table for them. Unfortunately, by some miracle of the stat, Wisconsin is favored in this game. I don't think they should be. The ESPN power ranking actually has Purdue ahead of Wisconsin, though, but they're still favoring Wisconsin, which I don't understand. Purdue has won 4 in a row. Northwestern is literally Wisconsin's biggest win right now. It'll probably be a tight game because as we saw Wisconsin against Michigan State last week, they're still fighting. Wisconsin, it's at Wisconsin. They have the home field advantage. But then again, Purdue has road wins against Minnesota and Maryland, and that's nothing to sneeze at. I think Purdue's going to win this game. I think was favoring Wisconsin is wrong, and Purdue wins. What do you think?
Yeah, I also like Purdue in this game. But man, they've really got to work on that defense. So I've been watching them a little bit, and I mean, aside from that Minnesota game, I mean, Purdue has been letting some decent offenses score a lot of points on them. So they do have a high-powered offense themselves, so they're staying in games. I mean, and they're winning games. I mean, Aiden O'Connell by himself already has almost 2,000 yards on the season. He's got 14 touchdowns as well. So they definitely seem to rely on their passing game, which is fine when it's working. But when it's not, they kind of fall apart. So they're kind of lucky in the sense that the West Division is so weak right now that having a one-dimensional offense really isn't hurting them. But, you know, looking at their schedule, yeah, they've got a very clear path to the championship because of that as well. But it's going to come down to how they play against Illinois. I think Illinois is a far more complete team than Purdue. I think they're far more complete than Wisconsin right now as well. But I think right now they're probably the only team on Purdue's schedule that Purdue is probably likely to lose to.
Switching over to Wisconsin, Wisconsin is fighting like a wounded animal, Badgers that they are. I can appreciate what Coach Leonard has done. The Michigan State game, as we said, was close, but being real here, again, we got to step lightly as Michigan fans, but Michigan State isn't exactly a powerhouse this year. And Wisconsin was actually favored against Michigan State, although they lost. So that looks good for Michigan State. I simply don't understand what makes them think Wisconsin will win this game. I think Coach Leonard is learning there's more to be done to rebuild Wisconsin. They'll probably they've got Nebraska, Iowa, but only because Nebraska and Iowa are also struggling. I'm not even sure Wisconsin's ready for this game. I think Purdue will be a much tougher opponent than Michigan State was. And I think Purdue will take far more advantage of those mistakes. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're ready either, or at least as ready as they could possibly be this season. So I fully expected Wisconsin to beat Michigan State, and I understand that they nearly did, but they let themselves get burned in the secondary way too much, especially in overtime, and they just couldn't overcome that. Plus, they fumbled the ball as well, which obviously helped seal their fate in that game. And I mean, those are two huge things that they've really got to clean up if they want any success whatsoever the rest of the season. But that being said, I don't like their chances in this game or pretty much any of the games remaining on their schedule, except for maybe Iowa. But that's not because of Wisconsin. That's because of Iowa.
Yeah. So the predictions for this game, now again, I'm running this through the algorithm. The algorithm is picking the team rivalry top secret score predictor algorithm is picking Wisconsin over Purdue 38-28.
Ooh.
I think the algorithm's wrong.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to be adamant about that one. I think it's wrong. I think Purdue will win this game.
All right. I am inclined to agree with you. I think your algorithm is trash. Give me the not so Polar Express people, 35-13. 35-31. Sorry, I read that backwards. 35-31.